Good morning and namaskar. My name is Vijay Mohan. I run a YouTube channel by the name Stock Market Strategist, which is very popular. But for quite a long time, I was thinking of running a channel exclusively for Hindu culture, Indian culture rather. Indian culture is very rich, the richest in the world. And to name a few aspects of it, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga. So these are all mentioned in Bhagavad Gita and elsewhere. I have read most of those things in reasonable detail. I wrote a book on Dhyana Yoga. It's called Comprehensive Treatise on Patanjali Yoga Sutras, quite a big book. It is now available in all most libraries and is available on Amazon.in for sale as ebook. Now, I want to deal with some of the aspects of Hinduism, plus and minus both. Now, the best things I will deal with later on. One of the worst things that is making many Hindus flee towards other religions and get attracted towards other religions is the caste system. Now, how did it exist in the days of Dwapar Yuga, Mahabharat? Let us see. If many things which were there in those days, if they were acceptable to greatest of the people of those days, why not to us? That's my question. I am putting that first question. I will deal with some of the things now. Now let us take the author, Vedavyas. How was he born? Once sage Parasar was traveling by a boat which was rowed by a fisherwoman called Satyavati. Now Parasar was a great sage, man who could control his kama desires, but he took a liking, it's all destiny. He took a liking for Satyavati and he proposes to her, and after some hesitation, Satyavati was willing to marry him, and they marry on the boat, and Vedavyas was born to them as a son. The greatest of the rishis was born to them as a son. Now, Parashar, after the birth of Vedavyas, gives her a boon that she will return back to virginity again, and he goes away. Vedavyas puts namaskar to his mother, tells her that whenever you need, call me, I will come. But now I have to go for my tapasya, for my austerities. He goes away. So Satyavati goes back to her routine. Now, after some days, Shantanu, a Kshatriya king of Hastinapur, comes that way. He also looks at Satyavati. She was very beautiful. So therefore he wants to marry her. But this time Satyavati is a bit careful. She tells him to go and approach her father, Dasharaj, a fisherman. Shantanu goes and asks Dasharaj, and after some dilly-dallying, the son of Satyavati, the son of Shantanu by name Devavrat, who was born to Shantanu plus Ganga, that also was a cross-cultural marriage. Shantanu with Ganga, the son was Devavrat. Devavrat arranges the father of his himself, his father, Shantanu, with Satyavati. So now Satyavati and Shantanu are husband and wife, and they beget children, Chitrangad and Vichitravirya. But Chitrangad dies in a battle with Gandharva king by the same name. Vichitravirya gets into a strange illness, and he also dies. So the whole clan is left issueless. There is nobody beyond that. Now Satyavati becomes a little worried, so she calls Vedavyas and tells him her predicament. Vedavyas asks her, what am I supposed to do? Then Satyavati tells him of a process called Niyog, whereby a great sage can bless childless women with the children. So she orders him to give children to her two daughters-in-law by name Ambika and Ambalika. So Vedavyas is sitting in a room in meditation, and this lady Ambika goes first. She looks at him. He is short, dark, and ugly, and she just in fear she closes her eyes, and because of that Vedavyas had to bless her with a son who will be without eyes. Thus Dhritarashtra was born to her. Now second Ambalika goes, and at that ugly man's stature she starts shivering, and Vedavyas had to bless her with a son who will have white patches on his skin. Thus Panduraj was born. Now Satyavati was not very much pleased with the behavior of her two daughters-in-law. She again asked them, why don't you go and get some good children? So this time the two ladies refused to go, but don't tell Satyavati. They send a servant woman. The servant woman goes with a great devotion and prostrates before Vedavyas. Vedavyas is very much pleased and blesses her with a great Mahan son by name Vidura. Now they grow up, they marry. Dhritarashtra, the blind prince, marries Gandhari, Kshatriya woman, and again they are also childless. Some genetic problem, perhaps. Again, Vedavyas was called. Gandhari begets not a son this time, but through a boon she begets a egg. The egg starts growing and growing and growing, grows very big, but no child is born. So in impatience she breaks that egg, and Vedavyas comes and tries to give life to that egg again. It has broken into 100 pieces. They become 100 Kauravas, and one more piece was there, and that becomes a daughter. Now this side egg, out of that this comes. And on the other side, Pandavas are born through another process. Kunti prays to the various gods, and she and Madri beget 5 children. That also was an accepted process through sages or through gods, etc. Now today you may think of IVU or something like that, intrauterine fertility, etc. But here, you see, in the current days, the semen may or may not fructify, or you may take the semen of somebody else, whatever is stored there. You don't know the person. But here you know the person. Here is a great sage or a deva. So therefore the women are probably, see, these are all accepted. If they could accept it, why don't you? You don't have to detest those things today. Now, that sort of stories are there. In fact, Dronacharya was also born through some such intrauterine fertility process. Some process. The semen of Bharadwaj Rishi was collected in a vessel called Drona, and it was preserved, and out of that was born Dronacharya. You may not agree, but every religion has such things. Christianity has, and other religions also have such things. Now, take Lord Krishna. Krishna was born of Vasudeva and Devaki in a prison. He was a Kshatriya by birth, but he chose to be brought up by Yadavas. Now, why has he himself chosen to be brought up by Yadavas? He wanted to give, to tell the world that Yadavas are also as good as the other 3 castes. Now, it's not that Yadavas only, it was only an example. So, all castes are equal in the eyes of the Lord. So, he wanted to prove that. Therefore, he was brought up by Yadava people. Now, Krishna married girls of various ages through love. They loved him, not that he loved them. So, the girls who loved him and married him come from different castes. So, intercaste marriages were there. For the Lord, there was no such botheration. Karna was born of Kunti and sun god, that you know. But he was brought up by Suta and his wife, Radha. he had to face a lot of humiliations, and the way Vedavyas depicted the humiliation, it was very clear. His idea was very clear that you don't commit that mistake. Yeah, you don't have to humiliate persons of other castes like that. Now, Krishna showed by other examples also. Krishna, when he went for negotiation with the Kauravas, he declined to take meals with Brahmins or Kshatriyas. He went to the house of Vidura and Sanjaya, the so-called Shudras there. So, for him, the Lord said, all are equal to me. Why don't we follow that? Like that, so many things are there. Now, Draupadi married Arjuna thinking that he was a Brahmin. Subsequently, only it transferred, and then she married five people as 5 people also, and then it transferred that they were Kshatriyas. Now, subsequently, Bhima married Hidimba, and Hidimba was a demonic woman. Again, it's a cross-cultural marriage. Arjuna married another girl by name a Naga woman, Ulupi. So again, cross-cultural. So then the one great story told was of sage Kausika. He got lot of powers through his meditation, etc., of tapasya, and then he got humiliated by the powers of a woman whose only claim was that she was devoted to her husband. That was shown as a great tapasya. Devotion to her husband was shown as a great tapasya. And then she directed him to a butcher called Dharmavyada to learn knowledge, wisdom. Dharmavyada, a butcher, Kausika was very astonished that a butcher was teaching him greatest wisdom. But that story is available in Mahabharat. So wherever wisdom is there, and wisdom can be available with any person of any caste. So this we need to learn. Now, if this was the system of caste that Vedavyasa himself proposed, how can we go back and become very rigid in our approach to the caste system? The caste system should become very loose. The knowledge of Hinduism should be available to all castes. All people should be respected. Inter-caste marriages should not be shunned. And the type of untouchability, etc., that we have should go. In current Kali Yuga also, Ramanujacharya said the same thing. Shankaracharya said the same thing. If our Acharyas are saying the same thing, why are we so rigid with our caste system? And our children are loving across castes and marrying. How can we deny them that opportunity? We should bless them. So, and one of the reasons why people are going away from Hinduism is the rigidity of the caste system and the lack of respect that some of the castes are getting. So, we should respect all castes, we should come together, we should unite. Hinduism should unite. Caste system should become very relaxed. All people should be equally respected. So, with this imploration, I will come back to you with clear examples of how systems existed in the past. At least we should be as liberal as our ancient people whom we respect. We respect Krishna, but we don't follow Krishna. We respect Vedavyasa, we don't follow Vedavyasa. So we love our Mahabharat. Yes, it is the greatest scripture on earth, but we don't follow what is taught in Mahabharat. That's the problem. So we must start following all those things and liberalize our attitudes. We should love all the people. We should respect all the people. We should bring up all the people. We should make Hinduism a great world religion through our practices. Thank you for listening. I'll be back with you with another great video like this.